first toys for the holiday season, 2022. There's an organization known as World Against Toys Causing Harm, Inc. Watch is what they like to go by. And they have announced their picks for the 10 worst toys of 2022. So parents, you should be paying attention because I'm sure you're researching what you should get your kids for holiday gifts. And these are the toys that could cause some severe damage to their person. Okay, so Cocomelon musical learning watch, not a good idea. Apparently, Cocomelon's learning watch can spontaneously combust, okay? There are battery issues. There are also potential battery ingestion issues. So I kind of made up the thing about it spontaneously combusting, that's not true. But the battery is apparently easy enough to access for the kids, and if they decide to swallow it, they could be harmed by that. So a compartment in the back contains a coin cell battery. Such batteries are known to potentially cause severe injuries and death when ingested due to internal chemical burns. So I don't know why kids like to put everything in their mouths, but they do. So keep this away from them.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
So as you're gonna see in the list, I think there's two different buckets. For me as a parent, this is how I think about it. One is the stuff like, oh man, that's a dangerous chemical, I shouldn't have put that in a toy. Okay, good, that's very helpful to know that's on the naughty list, if you will. The ones that are secret suffocation risks, like, oh, it looks harmless, but a lot of people, if you sleep on that pillow this way, causes suffocation. Oh, okay, didn't know that, secret danger, thank you for the list. Then there's the other category of, this thing will poke your kid in the eye. Yeah, but pretty much everything pokes you in the eye, right? And then there's the category of, this is small enough for your kids to eat it. I know, but they can eat anything.
Okay, no, this is great. This is such a great conversation. So I know your kids are older at this point, and are unlikely to harm themselves through sassy decor. But was there ever a point in your life where you guys had to strip your home of any personality and interior design to make sure that it was kid friendly?
Yeah, so you don't have to take down any decor, but you do have to put up things like, the number one thing you gotta put up for sure is a guardrail on the stairs, right?
Yep.
Because otherwise they're gonna crawl, and it'll roll down the stairs.
That would be bad.
That's a must. Then you get into optional stuff that people put like the little padding on the corners of the desks and the tables and stuff. And I'm like, I guess they could run and go to the headbutt with their eyeball, right?
They will, yeah.
But at the same time, it's not that likely, okay? Yeah. So everybody make their own call.
The greatest thing about young kids is also the worst thing about young kids. It's their curiosity.
Yes, totally.
Right?
100%. And then your drawers. So you have to put the things that make the drawers impossible to open even for adults.
So, the drawers, yes.
Yeah, there's that stuff.
Yep.
I hate that stuff.
Me too.
So I'm like, okay, on the knives and maybe the forks, okay, fine, put it in, okay? Every other drawer, they'll be fine. It's a napkin drawer. They'll hit themselves with a napkin, they're fine, okay?
Yep.
So I'm in the moderation camp. But some people, you'll walk into their house, it's like one of those sets from like ET or something where they discover an alien and everybody's got their hazmat suits on.
No, you gotta roll your kid around in mud, like Cenk did with his son.
Yeah, you know? So I've told this story before where a friend of mine, I go to their house, and they literally have like one of those Purell things on every table, every desk. Like the kid's not even around. Like you're just walking around the house. I got it, we got the Purell, I got it, right? Me, I'm like, no, I think you're doing it the wrong way. You gotta get them used to some germs. So with Pro, I took him to a yard and I just rolled him around the yard.
Okay, let's get to the rest of the list, okay? We've only done one so far. Coming in at number 2, Disney Raya's action and adventure sword. I mean, do I really need to explain why this could be dangerous for young kids? I think you guys get it.
Like swords in general, I don't think go on the list. Yeah, you can always take your eye out with any sword. But this one is particularly sharp at the end. I would not have bought that for a kid. Like the ending of that sword looked like it could do some serious damage.
Yeah, look, I'm a big proponent of not getting kids toys at all.
Well,
right?
me too. Yeah.
So what I do, I don't have children of my own, but I do have a lot of nieces and nephews. And we made their parents, our brothers and sisters, we forced them to open up education accounts or just a savings account for the kids. And every celebration, every holiday, we just contribute money to it. So when they're 18, it'll help them pay for college or trade school, whatever they decide to do with it, right? One lump sum of money that they've been accumulating through their 18 years of life because we refuse to get them toys. In the meantime, though, they kind of hate us. And that's okay, I'll take that hate because they want the toys, right? They're kids, they don't know any better. But it's okay, I'll wait for when they're 18 so they can tell me that I'm the best, because I am.
Okay, well, it's not about you. So I don't get the kids toys because everybody else does. They're like, and they're drowning in toys. So the other day, I said to Pro that I would have gotten him this Pokemon thing that he's gonna play video games with on Xbox or whatever the hell he's playing on. But he didn't have straight A's, so I didn't get it for him. Okay, I was like, look, do good, yeah, and there's good natural consequences that come from it. But I'm trying to teach them discipline and et cetera, right? Then my sister comes along, takes him to Target the next day and buys it for him. Okay, they're already gonna get it from every other family. My mom is unstoppable. She's like,
grandmas, grandmas, we can't criticize them. Like the whole point, I feel like, of having kids is so you can badger them to have grandkids, so you can spoil the grandkids. So just give it to your mom. Okay, let her enjoy her life.
But that's why I'm not buying any extra toys for the kids.
No, totally agree with you on that. Okay, so let's go to 3. Lil Woody's Tickle Your Taste Buds Bakery. Now, there are potential choking hazards involved here.
Nah, this one I'm not buying.
69 pieces in this set. The bakery set is sold for small children, including miniature and potentially ingestible versions of pies, cake slices, bread, and other food items. The choking hazard warning appears only on the throwaway tag.
I said I'm not buying it. One, I'm literally not buying because I don't buy toys like I said. But I meant in this case, I'm not buying the warning. Like, yeah, it's got little pieces. You should always be careful with little pieces, but it's not the end of the world. This is just one of those things where they go, it's too small, they'll eat it. Yeah, but that applies to like 200 things.
Then we have the Black Panther Wakanda battle claws. Potential for
do a lot of damage with that one.
Potential for eye and facial injuries. But Cenk, I just think that we're raising these kids to be too soft.
Well,
I think that's the problem, right? Because, I mean, remember the kind of toys we were playing with when we were kids, right?
Look, man, we grew up.
There used to be like sorry to interrupt you. There used to be the ice cream truck used to sell fake cigarettes, candy cigarettes. They were like,
yeah.
Where like it had powdered sugar inside.
Totally.
So you could pretend like you're smoking the candy cigarettes.
I had a comb that looked like a switchblade.
Of course you did.
Then I had an actual switchblade, which I would throw at trees all the time.
He was 3, yeah.
Okay, well no, I wasn't 3, but I was young. And so like if I saw my kids with an actual switchblade throwing it at trees, I'm like, no, are you nuts? I would climb all the way to the top of a tree that was super dangerous, right? We would do all these things. Now they're like, well, it's a little toy and they could eat it. Okay, or it's a thing that shoots things. I remember what we used to do. This is how mental we were in the 80s. My son says, I tell him these stories. No, I didn't tell him this one, but I tell him this. He's like, your dad, your life was an 80s movie, okay, and it's so true. But I remember being in the basement and we were playing darts, and then we got bored of playing darts, so then we invented a game called Kuchina Muchina. And what that means is you run around the basement and throw darts at each other.
Oh my God.
Okay, do not do that at home.
Oh my God.
Do not do that. It's a minor miracle we didn't get massively injured. But we would hit each other, luckily not in the head. But that was by accident. Like, we would hit each other, bodies would have darts stuck to us. Okay, that was the 80s, guys. That was the 80s. There was no rules.
Jesus Christ, all right. Now we get to the more absurd items on this list, and I think this has to be the most absurd. It's a stuffed animal, literally a stuffed animal. There you have it. That's the stuffed animal.
And what's wrong with that one?
It's the Zeus lion, and potential for ingestion/aspiration injuries. Apparently, the toy's long fiber-like hair may not be adequately rooted and is prone to shedding. The hair, once separated, presents the potential for ingestion or aspiration injuries. No, come on.
Yeah.
Now they're stretching. They're stretching. They're stretching.
Dude, we threw darts at each other. They'd be okay, all right? They'd be okay with the lion's hair.
Then there's the Stingray musical bath toy, which I'm not even having a conversation about. Like, that's insane.
It's called a Dingray. That's hilarious. It looks like a stingray and it's a Dingray. I'm thinking of buying it even though my kids are like 10 and 12.
They're worried about ingestion and choking injuries.
We gonna eat that whole thing?
The manufacturer recognizes the ingestion hazard posed by the approximately 6-inch long mallet.
The mallet is the problem. No.
Come on, no one's swallowing the mallet.
No, that's you guys are, you know what happens? Like you start an organization and then even if it's like, doesn't make sense anymore.
You have to justify your existence. Yeah,
right.
That's what they're doing, they're justifying it. Like, I'm sure at some point when kids were throwing darts at each other, this made sense, this organization and this list,
and
right?
back in the day, I mean, they would make cars that fell apart. That's what Ralph Nader originally got famous for fighting against, because they wanted to sell more car parts and more cars, so they made them so that they would fall apart. It was an unbelievable risk, okay? And the toys, they're like, oh, this one's for Johnny, I really like this. Now it explodes every once in a while, but like 3 babies were murdered the other day when it exploded. So that's when the organizations like this were sorely needed. Now they're shao needed, a little needed, okay? But now, oh, it's 6 inches and they might put it in there. No.
I'm willing to have a conversation about Ooze Labs, okay? So Ooze Labs Chemistry Station, which I'm a big fan of STEM toys as gifts. Those are the only toys I actually do buy here and there. But in this case, I mean, it's got actual chemical issues. So there are numerous warnings and cautions on the box in the manual and on the packaging for the assorted chemicals and ingredients, including do not get in eyes, in mouth, or on clothing, do not ingest, avoid breathing dust, keep out of reach of small children. So like, look, if I were to buy this toy for a child in my family, I would make sure that if we play with the chemistry station, we play with it together, right? Because it's supposed to be a learning experience. And so make it a learning experience. You don't just give them the chemistry station and tell them to F off, right? Like you do it with the kids, you teach them about science, so yeah.
No, don't buy your kids an atom particle accelerator. They might accidentally destroy the universe. So yeah, this one is in my original list of things that cause suffocation or chemical burns. Okay, so that one, if the chemicals are actually unsafe, of course, good job. Hey, there you go. Just make the list like 2 or 3 long and you're good to go. But you don't have to fill out the whole 10 if they're not actually all bad.
The bunny rabbit cuddly pillow, potential for suffocation.
I don't know how.
Then in that case, anything can make you suffocate. Like, what are you talking? I mean, okay, so if you can't even get stuffed animals and stuffed toys for kids because they're too dangerous, what can you get them? What's safe enough?
Yeah, in the 1970s, there was a thing about killer bunnies. It made it into some Monty Python movies. Apparently, that's a killer bunny right there that you just saw. Look, if some kid actually dies from it and they're like, oh, no, you guys are wrong. Okay, I hear you. But I mean, like Anna said, if you can't buy that, you pretty much can't buy anything.
It could potentially block a baby's mouth, causing suffocation. And the organization would like to see warnings about the potential of this stuffed animal suffocating young children. Okay.
Like in the old days, they would have toys, and maybe they still do sometimes, where they'd have like a string, and then like what you don't realize as a parent is, oh, that string can unwind and wrap around your kid's neck. Okay, good. Give me a warning about that.
Yo-yos,
right?
Are yo-yos still a thing?
Well, but you're not sleeping with the yo-yos.
Yo-yos
like things that you sleep with that have strings that unwind is a problem. There's like other different kinds of problems. But hey, this is a giant pillow, and your kid might eat it so hard that he might suffocate. Is not a thing.
The Pop-in fidget spinners, they made an appearance on this list, coming in at number 9. Reason, potential for choking injuries. The pop-in spinners are made with 3 small rubber inserts, which present a potential choking hazard if removed. The manufacturer provides no warnings or age recommendations. Can I just say, one of the things that befuddles me the most is how much kids love those pop-in toys. Oh, they live for it.
Yeah, no, what that is a combination of the last 2 trends. So the spinners, they love the spinners.
They love the spinners.
And then the poppets, oh, they're obsessed with the poppets.
Can't get enough.
So I made a pledge to not buy my daughter any poppets because all of her friends were obsessed, so she got obsessed. And no pledge has been violated more thoroughly. Okay, for a while, I don't know that I probably did it too, but everyone bought her poppets. I couldn't stop it. It was a tsunami of poppets, and you go to a room and everything was poppet. So now they're taking the spinner and the poppet and put it into the same toy. Oh, you guys are exhausted.
Extravaganza, but it's real dangerous, so be careful. This one I do agree with. I've never liked these toys. I hate that they still exist. It's the Nerf guns. Okay, the gel fire mythic Nerf gun. Look, anything that actually shoots a projectile onto anyone else, I'm not a fan.
Kids love it.
They do, that's why I hate it. Like put the Nerf gun down and stop shooting me with it.
Yeah, so first of all, I've had a long time.
The danger to the children is me wanting to hurt them if they hit me with the Nerf gun.
That's funny you said that because I was going to go to a similar place. Look, first of all, I warn the kids, do not ever go to the front lawn with a toy gun. Be super, super, super careful with toy guns if your friends have them, etc. Number 2 is those Nerf guns right there are a much bigger danger to the parents than they are to the kids. Because the kids will go spray the whole house with 200 Nerf little balls. And then you're gonna trip over them. They're gonna be all over the house. Other people are gonna trip over them. It's a nightmare, okay? So on parents alone, don't buy that one. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.